Hello and welcome to Western Cinema Presents. Today's feature is The Outlaw, Josey Wales, starring Clint Eastwood, many others. How are you doing, deleted scenes?
Well, aside from nearly screwing up the promo there, doing just fine. All right. Okay, folks, welcome. Western Cinema Presents. We are back after taking a week or so off, and we are back with a classic Clint Eastwood Western, a movie that's a big favorite of both of ours, The Outlaw Josey Wales from 1976.
Yeah.
It takes place just after the Civil War, and the opening takes place during, but the bulk of the film takes place just after. Clint playing Josey Wales. He's a farmer. He's a guy who's kind of minding his own business, and the war finds him. He loses his family, and he goes out on a blazing, interesting film. And along the way, during the course of his travels, he sort of finds another family. All right. I do want to say hello to some people who joined us in the chat. I'd like to say hello to a friend of the channel, Space Fraggle. And Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman YouTube. Yes, Connie Clary. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions.
Yeah. Thank you for being a member.
Mm-hmm. All right. I would like to remind everyone that this is a commentary only show. In order to watch along with us, you will need to follow along with us on Cosme. The link should be at the top of both chats here very shortly before we begin the film. Or you can also follow along with your own personal copy. I have one right here. And you can also follow along if you can find the film on streaming, which I'm sure it is available. And hello to Snortapoopa's Q Bar. Thank you for joining us. All right. Bill, it is your show. If you could, oh, nope. All right. You see the Cosme link?
I'm gonna put it in your chat. It's just
Working on that now.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hold
There
on.
you
All
go.
right. Yep. Ignore the first one that I am deleting. Go to the go to the go to Bill's messages pinned to the top of the chat.
We good to go?
Let's see. Yes, we are indeed
There
good to
we
go.
go.
All right. Warner Brothers Pictures. Mhm. Mhm. It's not thunder. Hoof beats, and a lot of them. Nothing like losing everything to disturb your day. Now, I do want to remind everyone who might be new to our show that due to copyright guidelines set down by YouTube, we cannot air the movie live as much as we would like to.
Yeah.
But we do not want to be hunted down for years by the aforementioned Mr. Wales here. So we cannot air the film as much as what we would love to. Talk to YouTube about it, guys. Unfortunately, this movie is not public domain yet. So if you are watching live, you can follow along on Cosme using the link at the top of both of our chats, or you can follow along with our commentary later on with your own copy or streaming, depending on where you can find the film. So we've just had what's basically our training montage, you know, and here's where we meet Bloody Billy Anderson, and we also meet Fletcher, played by John Vernon. And here's our opening credit Civil War sequence.
Clint also he directed it too, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was not originally intended to be the director. Philip Kaufman, who adapted the screenplay, and this movie is based on two Western novels about the Josey Wales character. And Philip Kaufman was originally going to direct. There were those pesky creative differences, and Clint wound up directing the film himself.
Sorry, I can't have the English subtitles. I have this habit. I don't like to have the subtitles, so
Mhm.
I forgot to put the subtitles in there. So unfortunately, they will be unavailable. So I am sorry about that. I will get it so I could have the subtitles in there.
Yeah.
Right now, no subtitles.
So if anyone following along with us on Cosme, and there were a few, and hello to everyone. If you are having any trouble seeing or hearing the film at any point, uh, let us know, uh, and we'll fix it on our end if need be. If not, usually just refreshing the feed tends to fix it. And of course, here we kind of get our first casualty along the way of Josey Wales' journey here, as we see Bloody Bill Anderson is wounded and dies, and Fletcher basically takes over this particular group.
Something don't smell right.
No, not at all.
I smells double cross.
Sam Bottoms, of course, you might remember from Apocalypse Now. Yeah, red light. This Animal House prequel is weird. Yes, congratulations. You have now left the one guy behind that you don't want to leave behind. Yeah, we caught everybody except the most dangerous guy. Have fun with that. Five men. Well, that'll take just about 4 seconds. Thank you. 30 pieces of silver.
Hail, Snorterpoopus. Ow! Here's that double cross I was talking about. Make him swear allegiance and then they kill him. Give him hell, Josey Wales. Very nice.
Yeah, look at that empty.
Guy's a senator from Missouri, and he got like a lot of power, or using more power than you think a senator would have, right?
Yeah. Of course, during the course of the movie, you run into a number of people who are on various sides, whether with the North or the South, who kind of play both sides, or people just trying to stay out of it altogether. And joining us in Cosme, Words and Pictures. Good to see you.
Yeah, words and pictures.
Mm. Mm. Granny, ladies and gentlemen, Granny. Okay. Mm. Yep. Uh, Let's see what 10 bears is quality. Yes, it is.
Missouri boat ride. I love the Missouri
Yeah.
boat ride. The Missouri boat ride.
Have a nice ride, boys. Oh! Now, you see, here's the thing you have to remember. When you are trying to rob gold from a bank behind enemy lines in Germany, make sure you cut into Graves' registration unit before you do. Extra points to whoever gets that reference. The Seinfeld prequel is weird. which is smart because the cavalry at that point in time is not likely to follow them in. And Jamie is no more. There's no bit of it. It's back in the folks of his own kind. No, no complaints.
Yes. Sorry.
And hello to Darkwoods Presents. If you're not getting any sound, best thing to do is to probably refresh. I'm not having any audio issues. I'm hearing just fine. I don't know about anybody else, but if you are, let us know. But usually the best thing to do if ever there's an audio or visual issue, just go ahead and refresh. Of course, here's the introduction of Lone Waddy, played by, of course, Chief Dan George. Whoops. And hello to FKC 2005. Sometimes known as Tim. Good to see you. We're about 48 minutes into the film. Lone Waddy's introduction scene. Persevere. It's like, so who screwed you over? Well, some of the same people. Well, technically you got them, but you know. Kind of, sort of, Tim. He kind of, sort of is. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Hmm. 2 free horses. Pleasure doing business with you. Winter time. Posse's still on him. Lone Whitey's caught up with him. I mean, anything could do something like that. Click. Nope.
She's still talking.
Yeah.
Still talking.
Yeah.
Still
Then you got to think, though, probably, when was the last time she ever had a decent conversation with anybody? It's probably been a while. Mm. Yeah. And then there were 3. Well, 4, the dog. Oh. It's like, I am trying to move quickly through Missouri. I don't have time for this. We're gone to Texas now. Which, of course, is the name of the book that this movie's mostly based on. It's called Gone to Texas. No, I don't think the Indians are going to want Indian scalps. No. Red legs. Outhouse. She don't like anybody.
No, she really doesn't.
No. Of course, here's the carpetbagger they last saw back in Missouri on the ferry. Mm. Yeah, let's test your product there, pal. Shh! Don't tell anyone. Mm. Nash, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it's worth a Kurt Marshall. It's Josey Wales. Spit. Vanilla. I hate vanilla.
Oh, by the way, your suit's dirty. Get the women folk to cover. Dad nabbit. Ow. Luckily for her, they kind of ignore her and take off after whales. Liking someone. Ain't around long. The disliking someone. Ain't around long neither. Nope. Welcome to Nimbus Minx. Yeah, the guy who wrote the book has kind of a shady background. Yeah, I personally don't know the entire story, but I've heard some things through the years. Having not read the book, I don't know what differences are there between there and the film. Now, personally, to me, this movie, to me, was always kind of like a Western version of The Fugitive anyway. Um, and I also kind of looked at it as a guy who's basically dealing with what we would call now PTSD, not just through, going through this war, losing his family as well, more to the point. And along the way, he kind of picks up this new family.
These aren't the droids we're looking for. What? Oh, wrong one.
Hi, Kiba. Let's have some decorum here.
Oh, what the heck?
Later that evening, Mm. Was it shot day for night? Honestly, I don't know. It kind of looks like it might have been, but who knows? They just might have lit it really well. Of course, one of these things that always seems to be the case with a lot of the westerns that we cover here on the show is this great cinematography because they have a lot to work with, you know. Throughout the Bill, I'm sure you agree with me. One of those, you know, every shot a postcard kind of things. Timestamp is 1 hour 17 minutes 30 seconds. And the Comancheros have caught up with the family that we saw earlier in the store.
And
can you technically call it a wagon train if there's only 2 wagons? Of course, the guy on the left there, you might recognize him. It's Richard Farnsworth, and
ye evildoers, those who post lewd or rude comments or pictures, you will be escorted permanently away from the theater screening room, and you'll be permanently banned.
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't try me. I will put you in an early grave, quick. And that is an outlaw guarantee.
Indeed. All right, now, like I said, the guy you might recognize one of these guys. He's kind of in the background of the shot now, but you might recognize Richard Farnsworth, and he was a very prolific character actor and a stuntman as well in the early part of his career, and he actually got nominated for an Oscar for a film that he did with David Lynch called The Straight Story, which was based on a true life story of a guy who's drives cross country on a tractor. And this fella here, he was in a lot of Clint Eastwood's movies as well. This movie uses a lot of people in front of and behind the camera that did a lot of movies with Clint Eastwood. It's his kind of core troupe of actors and crew. Whoops. Yeah, watch out for falling rocks. Yeah.
Now spit.
Hey, will you stop that? I'm on your side.
You don't like dogs.
Oregon Trail game only had one wagon. Yeah. Might as well play the piano. Well, unfortunately, this isn't that film.
Timestamp is currently 1 hour, 23 minutes, 53 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I was coming to breakfast. Start running, Shroom. Oh. Thank you, ma'am.
Ah, they had it coming.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Turns out they're Cowboy fans. Yeah.
Poor Cowboys.
Not doing too well this year, are they?
No. Hey, but my team got a win today.
Oh,
First the whole season.
right on. If you go out west, you can still see the wheel marks on ground. I'm sure you can. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, there you go.
You're quite thankful for Outlaw Josey Wales. Stop your whining. Meanwhile, in some ghost town, I spy with my little eye a couple of dead men. What? Lost lady. Boy, this town has weird pub names. Whiskey. Well, that's just sad.
Yeah.
What's the point of living without beer and whiskey? Yeah, the man said he wasn't to buy everybody a drink. He's going to buy everybody a drink.
Yep. Back on the menu. Yes, thank you, Commander at Exposition. And hello to Big Al Presents.
Hey, Big
And
Al.
this is my favorite Clint Eastwood film as well. We're about 93 minutes in.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour, 33 minutes, 21 seconds.
Of course, both Cosme link at the top of both chats. I do want to once again remind everyone that as much as we would like to, we cannot air the film live thanks to YouTube copyright guidelines. As much as we would like to, but we don't want any red legs after us. So. Can join us on Cosme or with your own personal copy.
Here's the dead man I ordered a while ago.
Yeah. We ain't much of a living boy.
Oh, you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Damn it. Weren't you supposed to be gone?
And that's the thing that's interesting in this movie is that, nobody really celebrates it, when they kill anybody. It's just like, it was either him or me kind of a situation. The only one who really seems to kind of really enjoy the violence is Terrell, Bill McKinney's character. He's really the only truly evil bastard in the movie. Another group of people who just want to be left alone. Mhm. I'm in. Even the dog grabs some firewood. Yeah. Howdy, man. Of course, Will Sampson. It's 10 Bears. He appeared in, of course, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Orca, White Buffalo, and Poltergeist 2. Almost like he's done this before. Yeah, this is interesting because you get the scene where he essentially prepares them for a fight here. So when it finally does come to their doorstep, they're ready. Nice touch. Blair just can't get started. No. Indeed. And hello to Curtis Selby, tired midnight blogger himself. Good to see you. It's my favorite scene in the movie because it's basically the summation, isn't it? You know, it's the whole point. Hello to David Quintana. Good to see you. Cosme link is at the top of the chat. Please feel free to join us. We're going to wrap it up here very shortly.
Yeah.
Oh. Just when I was about to make a clean get Snapple.
But just one more redneck to kill.
Yeah. Oh, hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You get etc. etc. And kind of the same reaction too, because it's like, oh, I finally got him, and then it's like, okay, but what did it change? Hmm. Which one are you talking about there, Clint? See, that's the thing about this movie. It works on so many levels, you know?
Yeah.
Because in the end, I mean, you think about it, this really It's kind of an anti-war film.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe he'll be back that way. Maybe he won't. But one thing's for sure, Fletcher won't be coming after him.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That was the Outlaw Josey Wales. Shall I consult the scrolls?
Consult the scrolls.
And of course, by scrolls, I do mean IMDb Pro. The Outlaw Josey Wales was released June 26th, 1976, at an estimated budget of $3.7 million, going on to gross $32 million worldwide. The Outlaw Josey Wales was nominated at the Oscars for Best Original Score by Jerry Fielding. In 1996, became a part of the National Film Registry by the National Film Preservation Board. And in 2011 was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best DVD Collection as part of the collection Clint Eastwood 35 Films, 35 Years at Warner Brothers. The other films in that collection included Honky Tonk Man, Firefox, Sudden Impact, City Heat, Tightrope, Pale Rider, Heartbreak Ridge, Bird, The Deadpool, Pink Cadillac, White Hunter Blackheart, The Rookie, Unforgiven, Perfect World, The Bridges of Madison County, Absolute Power, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, True Crime, Space Cowboys, Bloodwork, Mystic River, $1 Million Baby, Letters from Iwo Jima, Gran Torino, Invictus, and the documentary The Eastwood Factor. All right. Scrolling up. Filming locations, 25 of them. The ones in Arizona were Canetta, Glen Canyon, Patagonia, Empire Ranch, Coal Mine Canyon, Marble Canyon, Page, Mexican Water, Tignos Pass, I probably got that wrong, Patagonia Mountains, Colorado City, Fredonia, Aravapaya, probably also wrong, sorry, the Segi Canyon, Navajo Nation, Blue Mesa Badlands Petrified National Park, Wolf Hole Valley, Lake Powell, Mescal, Old Tucson, 201 South Kinney Road. And those were all in Arizona. Glen Canyon, Utah. Peoria, Utah. Oroville, California. And also some scenes in Wyoming. It doesn't say where. All right, moving on to trivia. Snow People's Q Burr. The moral of the story: speak softly and carry a lot of pistols. Yes. All right. On to trivia, Philip Kaufman started to direct this movie, but was replaced by Clint Eastwood on October 24th, 1975, which was a controversial move that prompted the Directors Guild of America to institute a ban on any current crew or cast member replacing the director on a movie, a rule which has ever since been titled the Eastwood Rule. Part of the acrimony between Eastwood and Kaufman was a result of both men asking female lead Sandra Locke, who is still married to Gordon Anderson, out to dinner on the same night. Come on, guys. Get this together. Several members of the cast and crew were unhappy with Eastwood and felt that Kaufman had done a lot of the work for which Eastwood later took credit. According to them, it was Kaufman who had chosen the locations, the costumes, and who had cast Chief Dan George after seeing him in Little Big Man. There are 3 waves of release: June 23rd, 1976 in Philadelphia, Chicago, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C., June 30th, 1976 in Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, and Denver, and July 14th, 1976 in Minneapolis and Los Angeles. This is reportedly country singer George Strait's favorite movie. Because of Chief Dan George's age, he would have trouble remembering his lines, so during takes, Clint Eastwood would begin to mouth his lines without realizing it and had to be told to stop because it would ruin the take. In a featurette on the DVD about making this movie, Eastwood said he'd have people drill Dan George on his line. But when it came time to shoot the scene, he'd say, "Chief, just forget about the lines and tell me the story about the man who rode over the hill." And Dan George, who was apparently a natural storyteller, would then tell the story perfectly. This movie contains some of the most wild horse scenes ever recorded and kept in a movie. At the beginning of the cabin shootout, a horse jumps the stream and doesn't stick its landing. As a result, it skates on its front legs for 20 feet. Also, about 3 minutes later, one of the women shoots at 3 guys on the side of the hill, thereby knocking people off their mounts. The people and the horses then slide down the hill all the way to the bottom. So for those of you who are thinking that she fired one shot and hit 3 guys, nope. The horses just got scared and the guys fell off. So that's what happened there. All right. Sandra Locke was taken aback when Clint Eastwood shaved off the beard that he grew for the film. Said, "I had grown so accustomed to Josey, had actually fallen in love with Josey, and now Clint had stripped Josey away. For perhaps 30 seconds, there was a slight awkwardness between us, as if we had not met. But then it passed, and the perfect and easy fit between us was powerfully recaptured." And this was the first of 6 movies that they made together. One of the few movies where Sandra Locke's hair isn't bleached, although the reddish tint she sports is still lighter than her natural color. 1950s yearbook photos attest that Locke was naturally a brunette. Well, I'm not complaining. All right. Included among the 1001 movies you must see before you die, edited by Steven Snyder. According to Legend, this movie was based on the life of Thomas Atticus Hawkins, a Missouri farmer from Reeves County. Incidentally, actors Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke both had tangential ties to that state. Eastwood's maternal grandmother, Virginia May McClanahan, came from Clinton County. Locke's former boss and rumored lover from her pre-fame days at WSMTV, Bradford Francis Crandall, came from Jackson County. This is the first Clint Eastwood directed movie distributed by Warner Brothers. His prior ones were distributed by Universal Pictures. The opening scene where Josey's family is attacked by soldiers is similar to the Clint Eastwood Western Pale Rider, where the bad guys run into a town and attack innocent residents. Clint Eastwood plays a man who loses his family. In real life, Eastwood has at least 6 families. Some estimates suggest as many as 14. Yeah, Clint got around. Let's be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Man's been busy. During shooting, Clint Eastwood got so frustrated with an uncooperative horse that he punched it in its jaw. Clint only pawn in Game of Life. According to famed music producer David Geffen, Clint Eastwood's tough reputation is well deserved. When Geffen was a young executive at Warner Brothers, one of his assignments was to give notes on a screening of this movie. All of the other Brothers executives were unanimous in their praise for the movie. Geffen liked this movie, but told Eastwood that perhaps this movie could be shortened by a half hour. Eastwood calmly told Geffen that if he, Geffen, wanted the picture shortened by that much time, then he could do it himself. Geffen then asked Eastwood where he would be, and Eastwood replied, "I'll be across the street at Paramount cutting a new deal." Geffen was never asked to sit on any other Clint Eastwood movie after that encounter. Matt Clark says the bartender plays the bartender Kelly serving Josey Wales in Sanrio. He later played the bartender Chester in Back to the Future Part 3, in which he served Clint Eastwood, a.k.a. Marty McFly. All right. Principal photography commenced October 6th, 1975, and ended on December 14th, 1975. Included amongst the American Film Institute's 1998 list of the 400 movies nominated for the top 100 greatest American movies. Also based on the book The Rebel Outlaw, Josey Wales by Forrest Carter. 45 years after the release of this film, only Eastwood and Geraldine Keams are still alive of the top dozen actors credited. In the novel, Josey Wales is 32, Laura Lee is 22. Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke were 45 and 31, respectively, at the time of filming in 1975. The movie received high praise among Native American viewers for its non-stereotypical portrayal of Native Americans. Although based on a novel by Forrest Carter, there are striking similarities between the fictional character Josey Wales and the real-life outlaw Jesse James. Both men were from Missouri and had been victimized by Union soldiers from Kansas known as Jayhawkers, thus causing them to enlist in the Missouri guerrillas, causing unspeakable acts of violence and revenge for the Kansas Union soldiers' atrocities against the Missourians who supported the Confederacy. Like the outfit Wales was a part of, Jesse's outfit was forced to surrender and re-swear an oath of allegiance to the Union in exchange for pardons for war crimes. Although the surrender was a trap in the story, in real life, James did take the allegiance, only to then turn to a life of an outlaw. During the promotional interview with syndicated I can't speak. I have no tongue, sorry. During a promotional interview with syndicated columnist Barbara Lewis, Sandra Locke predicted she was 12 years younger than she was. Locke turned 32 May 1976, and her age was published as 20 that August. Bit player Cissy Wellman and protagonist Sandra Locke played women from successive generations, yet in real life, they were only 1 year apart in age. The $5,000 reward for Josey Wales is equivalent to about $87,000 in 2022. Due to significant periods of deflation in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, $5,000 in 1942 is also equivalent to $87,000 in 2020. The Gatling guns shown during the massacre of the surrendering Confederates are not Civil War period versions of that weapon. The model 1861 Gatling was a 58 caliber weapon firing from individually loaded brass or steel chambers, which were fed into the receiver via a hopper or chute attached to the side of the gun's housing. As a result, the gun's rate of fire was significantly slower than what is shown in the film. The guns shown in the movie were models of 1867 or later, which were chambered for fixed ammunition, usually 45-70, and fed through a stick magazine on the top of the weapon's receiver. Orson Welles was reportedly a fan of the movie, seeing it 3 to 4 times when it came out in theaters. The gunplay Wales uses in the cabin store is the road agent's spin. John Quaid, who played the Comanchero leader, also acted in 3 other Clint Eastwood movies: High Plains Drifter, Every Which Way But Loose, and Any Which Way You Can. Okay. This gets a little personal, but from everything I've heard, this is pretty much true. So take this last little bit here. I'm just going to read it the way IMDb Pro words it. Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke knew each other in passing since the early 70s, but became an item in 1975 while making this movie. Locke deserted Bo Hopkins, her paramour of 2 years, to live with Eastwood. All the while, she'd been Gordon Anderson's breadwinner wife, but their marriage was a sham to mask Anderson's homosexuality and her flightiness. Eastwood was also technically married, but had leading a raucous bachelor's lifestyle. According to Locke's memoir, which falsities with the truth, making some statements hard to discern, it was the first time either of them had ever been in love. Yeah, it's Hollywood people. What are you going to do, right? All right. That is it for the trivia for IMDb Pro. The scrolls are closed.
Thank you for that, deleted scenes.
All right.
Very informative.
Yeah.
And I do.
All right. I hope that everyone did enjoy the film. Those of us who joined us in Cosme, once again, thank you. To the bots, no thank you. You got yours. Yeah. All right. So I do want to once again remind everybody so that you will not fill up the comment section. This is a commentary only track. If you are joining us live, you can follow along on Cosme. If you are not, you can, if you find this show later on, you can follow along with your own personal copy or on streaming. I'm sure this movie is on streaming somewhere. If you miss it either way, not really anything I can do. But yeah. So come on back and join us. What is the movie going to be next week, Bill?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Right on. So join us here September 29th.
29th.
Yep.
This Outlaw's birthday.
Yes. All right. So what else is coming up for your channel, Bill?
Oh, the usual. Maybe some sports, football announcing, commenting there. Just the usual stuff.
Right on. All right. As for me, you can join me in about 80 minutes for episode 80 of my show Unscripted. This week's episode is entitled Pattern Recognition. And if you have seen the thumbnail, then I think you're going to have a pretty good idea what I'm going to be talking about. On most of my shows, I have fun. Unscripted is the show where I get the chance to be a little bit ranty, but still no less enjoyable, hopefully. So I hope to see you all there. Of course, that is the precursor to Geeky Geezers over on Aged Boomer's channel. You can find me on the chat. Boomer will be joined by Troy Pacelli and be talking about the events of the past week, and I think it's going to be about the controversy surrounding the video game Concord. And of course, right after that, get yourself a nice beverage, a little midnight snack. Come back over to my channel for the next episode of The Other Side of Midnight, which is my weekly chill stream. See who joins me on this week's panel, because very possibly a certain outlaw who has an open invitation might be there. Of course, Tuesday, 8:30 is live from Sparkwood in 21 of the Twin Peaks television series, starring myself along with Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Age Boomer. And of course, come right back here Thursday at 4:30 Eastern Time, where Bill and I will be hosting Action Theater. And this week's movie is William Friedkin's cult classic To Live and Die in L.A. from 1985 with William Peterson and Willem Dafoe. Story
I've been
of
wanting to do that one for a while. So,
story of a treasury agent who becomes obsessed with tracking down the counterfeiter who killed his partner. So it's an interesting film. So lots of twists and turns in that one.
Oh,
yeah.
One of a really good chase scene in it.
Oh, indeed. Yeah. So we hope to see you all once again for Action Theater.
Yeah.
To Live and Die in L.A. All right. So thank you all for joining us in the chat. Connie Cleary, Snortopoopas Q Burr, David Quintana, Curtis Selby, FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim, Words and Pictures, joining us from across the pond. Our friend Big Al Presents, the host of Films with Friends, where I will be appearing this Friday night at 8. And we are going to be watching Madman from 1982. So join us there for that. Let me see. Let me scroll up. I don't want to miss anybody. And I think that's everybody. Oh, Space Fraggle, of course, joined us earlier. And thank you once again, Connie, for dropping the member chat on Bill's side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. And let's see. I think that's everybody.
Yes. Remember to be excellent to one another. Party on, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. Deleted.
Right. And we would both like to thank Troy Pacelli for making the
thank you.
The promo for us. Much appreciation. Hope everybody enjoys it. If you like it, well, hey, we'll keep using it for the show. All right. So from HQ and our second home office in Arizona, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe, because this is how we win.